All right, everybody, this is Gary Kay. We're live at ISE 2014, day one of the ISE show here in Amsterdam, the big mega AV show that has become the biggest pro AV show and home AV show in the world. So I am joined by Wim Byens. Wim, how are you today?
I'm great. Good to see you here, Gary.
And as everyone knows, Wim runs Barco, and Lars Eriksson, who runs digital or projection design. Good morning.
Good morning. Close enough. It's Jorn Eriksson, but anyways.
Sorry. I'm nervous. I'm sorry, nervous. Jorn Eriksson, I apologize. First of all, congratulations. You guys pulled off something that they study in colleges and universities over and over and over again, the right way to combine two companies. So first of all, I want to congratulate you because you pulled it off. You've got a lot of happy employees, a lot of happy integrators out there. But how's the first question for you, Wim, is how is the integration of the two companies gone so far for the last year?
You know, it's interesting you say that, right? When we look at the statistics, 80% fails the first year, right? So that's where you're starting with. So we spend a lot of effort in trying to really keep what we call the identity of both companies, and specific of projection design. And I think we're very pleased how that went. I mean, the customers been incredibly receiving it well, and the employees have been joining into that. So I don't think we could have expected more than we had for the first year. So.
Well, as I said, I mean, most companies have studied how to do this right. And in fact, I mentioned in a column early on when this was announced, it's never been done right in our industry. So congratulations, you really actually pulled it off. How about, Jorn, how about the customers of projection design, the employees of projection design? I mean, this is a huge shift for them. I mean, here they are chugging right along with a really unique product, great market share and mind share in Europe, not so much in North America and maybe not as much in Asia. But then all of a sudden everything changes because they're all of a sudden joining forces with someone who they thought was a competitor. So that must have been a shock, but how's that going?
I think it's going very well. First of all, the customers, they're always first. We see that we have taken care of our customers all the way, informing them. But also we see that we had a lot of common customers. So it's not necessarily a shock to everyone, so to speak. And also what we have tried to do all the time is to maintain our identity or our DNA in the process. So it's not like us being swallowed by Barco, it's us combining together. It's almost, don't take it too far, but it's almost like a marriage, you know. And that has to do with working together, not one taking the other. Yeah. So I think we have been focused on that all the way throughout the process towards the customer. You also asked about the employees. And what we see there is that actually the company, as you know, is both doing, projection design historically is doing product development, manufacturing and sales. So on the sales side, sales organizations were combined very early on, while product development and manufacturing, but predominantly product development, has started to collaborate with the other functions. And that has been an inspiration to our R&D community. Because now they find their peers, more people. Strangely, much of the tools were the same, down to the detail. And now they are part of a much larger community, which for them is inspiring and better than before, if you like. So that is really a high score effect of the integration.
So they're leveraging. I mean, it's the strength of two is always better than one, and it's
the power of two, if you like.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a cliche, but it's actually worked. Yep. I think the difference in what you guys did versus what's been done in the past is it's been a takeover rather than a merge. And when I first heard that you were merging, I was skeptical like everybody because that's not been done. It's been a takeover. But you guys actually merged the two companies. But what about the projection design branding? Like, is that going to survive? What's going to happen with that branding? Because that's had a historically strong mind share in certain areas of the world.
Yeah, let me first say that I think for Barco also it made us to a better company bringing both together. On the branding, we said from day one we will change the branding of projection design to Barco, but we will take our time. We'll try to first find out really what is projection design identity and make sure we can capture that within the company. And I think this is the time which we have reached now. ISE is the first step, and we will change the branding. And we change the branding as a company branding from projection design to Barco, but we will keep projection design as a product line brand. So in that sense, you will still see projection design across, but the products will be called Barco, and that starts now and probably will be completed at Infocom timeframe.
All right, so this is officially sort of the combination of the two companies. Now Barco is the single identity of the two companies. But of course the products are surviving, and I assume there's some manufacturing back. I mean, everything is sort of staying the same as far as that goes. You're leveraging each other's manufacturing capabilities and obviously market capabilities, right?
Sure. And as Wim said, we take this step by step. We didn't take a kind of a shocking change the first day.
Right.
We spent this year wisely in preparing. And here we are one. We have the Barco brand all over, even though you have Projection Design and Barco product, they all share the same brand. We now have the current products. Of course, future products will be not an effort from only one of the sites. It will be a combined. Those will be combined efforts, and the only logical thing is then to bring those to market under the same brand, which is exactly the whole idea of the merger. And also, you mentioned, by the way, previously when you have takeovers, if you like, that's typically what happens if you have the same lineups. Both companies have more or less the same lineups, right. And then you have a collision, you have a conflict.
Sure, yeah.
In this case, and the whole interest of Barco and ours actually as well, was to combine, lineups with very complementary, with very little overlap. And in there lies, I think, the whole recipe of success in combining companies is that you have, let's say, lineups that are. Right. You can combine complementary for the first step, and then over time you start evolving into combined products for new products, for new developments.
Yeah, I mean the product lines really were complementary product lines. There were very little crossover among the products.
The key to success is the two things, I think: complementary product line and equal DNA. And I think those two things are key for a successful getting together of the two companies. So. Yeah.
So. How in the behind the scenes work that had to be done? I mean, in the last year, we're going to celebrate the first birthday. We're actually going to cut a cake. We're going to actually have champagne. I mean, this is a special event. I'm nervous. I have to admit, I don't often.
The cork is already off. No problem.
I don't often get nervous, but I have to say I'm nervous. So that's why I mess up your name. I'm stumbling over my questions here. But I mean, behind the scenes, this must have been a tremendous amount of work. There must be. I mean, certainly there's cost savings, right? Because you can combine certain inside activities. But there must have been a tremendous amount of work. I mean, I'm sure you've got hundreds of people behind the scenes that you'd like to thank. But
Sure. I think not to name people at this time necessarily, even though some were more, let's say, prominent. But the good thing, Barco has acquired companies before, have learned it the hard way, so to speak. They understand how not to do it, and they have now kind of approached how to do it by learning. And I think the key behind the scenes effort was the whole integration setup, the integration streams. We had streams for each function, which was all planned. Owners were clear, so each, be it R&D or manufacturing or whatever, was let's say managed. It was a managed process with schedules, a program for each. So that actively bringing each component together, so to speak, between them. So this was not random or accidental. It was really a controlled process, which you didn't see, but I can tell you that was going very well.
So it was calculated. Everything was planned out, and there was a reason behind every move you made. What about the future? Can you give me some ideas going forward? What are we going to see that's different, or what are we going to see that's I'm sure you got to be excited.
No. I mean, very important is that the product development tracks, which were, for instance, ongoing on projection design, are still there, right? We're launching a product as we speak, right? The next platform of projection design. You're going to see another one coming up next year. So we will continue launching and accelerating the work being done. And what we're doing is we're building platforms. That means that you will see us building projectors with different modules, and by that being able to make faster derivatives and faster, let's say, more projectors out of the platforms. And there's some core ingredients of the projection design, projectors, we build into the platforms. So for us, this really comes things together and accelerate really our grand vision of, besides entertainment, where of course we've got a major play at, also very much take a major play into corporate. And this really completes that for us from a projector point of view. So,
in fact, you just launched a brand new corporate AV line that includes, some of them actually have ClickShare inside, which is exciting. And I understand sort of the philosophy you just said, where you have one design and multiple models off of that one core design. Yep. That makes for good economy of scale in manufacturing, but also marketing. It makes it a lot easier to market the two.
Sure.
No, yeah, but I think it's important, right? If you see the production, the projectors today are all under pressure on prices, right? So there's no secret in the corporate world. So in order for a company like us to take care of that, is having scale, and that's really what this was partly about. But scale means also you have to be smart about the platforms. You have to think ahead. It takes you a few years to build really platforms thinking ahead. So we already started with that at Barco. It was the same philosophy with projection design had. We didn't both have the scale in the corporate world, which today we will have. So we will focus on what we call the specialty markets, like the simulation, the training market, the visitor attraction market and so on, but also into the bigger corporate market, where you will see in video conferencing and other applications where visualization systems will come from us. And that really we're very proud to be much more, I would say, deliberate about that than we were before.
So we're going to see you expand into more markets, more products. Any other hints? I see a lot of new products here. I mean, your stand is very impressive, but...
Yeah, so if you see the stand, by the way, this stand for us this year was not about products, even you see many of them, but it was about the story around it, right? What you see is, you can walk around the stand, there's 7, spots, and every spot is about a story. It's about the mayor here, the mayor who goes around and goes from his, decision-making to his entertainment and stuff like that. So for us it was, what can you do with it, rather than how many products do we have? I mean, the stand is too small for our products. Yeah. We have to show what you can do with it. And if you see things like LED, if you see things like, the video conferencing system there, it's just fabulous to see. And also has a team, right? Because this morning we had a kickoff and everybody said, wow, is this us as a company? Because everybody sits in this area. And I think, that's really what we have to offer to our customers. So.
I didn't know if you wanted to add something to that. It looked like you were going to...
Well, back to the inside maybe again. We talked about kind of combining DNA, and the DNA is what you don't see, but it's there and it's inside. So I was just thinking about, let's say, portions of Barco DNA and portions of projection design DNA go together in future products. For instance, common electronics, partially coming from our side, partially coming from the other side. Now it goes together as a total. I think that's also interesting to know about. So it's not only the Barco system, so to speak, it's a combination as we go forward.
Yeah, one little sort of personal note. I think one thing that I can tell right away that projection design has added to Barco is Barco had super high performance, reliable products. Projection design had the sort of aesthetically cool, sort of modern look to them, and the two have been combined into all the products now. Now you have high performance products that look really nice. I think that, I would say, is a compliment to both of your organizations, so congratulations there. But we're going to cut cake. It's the first birthday for Barco and projection design, 1 year old as of today. It happened 1 year ago today at ISE 2013, right. So here we go.
Yep.
All right, so this is really an honor, guys, and I'm happy to have you here, Gary, because not that I write this in the right way, but I don't know.
You're not expecting me to eat that slice, are you?
This is a piece for Gary, so we just want to make sure that he doesn't leave our booth hungry here, so.
Okay, I hope you're getting this on camera.
This is easier said than done, but anyway, we're working on it.
We've got a couple of hundred people here watching live. This is being streamed online right now, so people around the world are seeing this. So, yeah, that's why you're a little nervous here, but now we got to eat this.
Maybe there's paper underneath.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think I can easily build projectors than cutting cake, but anyway, it's getting there.
So,
very good.
The size of this cake. That is a beautiful looking slice of cake right there. Look at that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Sure.
So,
yeah.
Go ahead. A toast to both companies. You guys have done a phenomenal job. 2 into 1, and you pulled it off. Congratulations.
Yes, I mean, we are very pleased for the result. First is on the business result, but also of keeping the two DNAs together, because I think we're making a better company together, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Thank you.
This has been a great celebration, year 1. I'm going to have a sip. Year 1 of the marriage between, I'm going to call it a marriage because you use that term, between Barco and projection design. Thanks for watching. We're going to go around the Barco stand now and shoot probably a dozen videos of all these new products and stands, sections that you have. So congratulations on your success, and thank you for joining us, and happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
This is Gary Kay. Thanks for watching.